It's actually not that simple. Not productive. Your day is a waste. You shouldn't even try to. Let that sink in. I'm the best. It's all fake, but it's a formula, not a fairy tale. Hi everyone, it's me, Marie. I haven't released anything in 6 months, and I hope you missed me. Yeah, I'm sorry for not filming anything. But so many things have happened. I tried filming a vlog in summer, but I didn't like it at all. And there's also one unpublished vlog. But now my life will be more interesting, and I really hope I will make more content because I enjoy it and I hope you enjoy it too. As you might already know from my other social media, links to which are down below, and I'm there more often than on YouTube. A few days ago, I turned 18. I had a birthday party, so if you're interested, check it out. I made a lot of nice pictures with a digital camera, so like it. I'm trying to find a position to sit in because I'm sitting on the floor. You can enjoy my mom's plants in the background. It's kind of wild because I'm starting my 19th lap around the sun. I thought, why not share some nuggets of wisdom I've gathered? Although I understand that as I mature, it's literally... I'm gonna count how many times I will fix my hair in this video. I understand that my perspective can shift in the future, but that's literally the point. Maybe in a few years, I'll rewatch this video, look back and see how I changed. Many of these things are actually pretty obvious to me, but sometimes you just need to hear them from someone or remind yourself of them because it's actually not that simple. Things that are cliche for a reason, don't you think? So buckle up, let's get started. I'd like to start with something actually super cliche. Judging from my observations, it's 100% true. If someone truly wants something, they'll find a way, they'll do anything to make it happen. I've seen it over and over again. When you actually are passionate about something, you'll carve out time. You'll move mountains if you want to. I don't have time for that is a simple excuse 99% of the time. It means that you're either lazy or that thing is just not your top priority. It's not like it's the most important thing and you don't really want to focus on that and sacrifice your time. But I just know that when you actually need and want something, you make time for it, even unconsciously because you want to make it happen. I don't have time. Again, you're lying to yourself in the first place. Next up, a simple truth. Haters gonna hate. It's just a fact of life, like clockwork. You can never please everyone, especially if you're in any kind of a leading position. And honestly, you shouldn't even try to. You just gotta be yourself. Like, there's always gonna be someone who's gonna try to bring you down or belittle you for whatever reason. Maybe they're jealous, maybe they're having a bad day, but just know that their opinion doesn't define you by any means. And remember, for every hater, there are a dozen of silent admirers. The loudest voices are often the emptiest, and their words hold no power over your worth. Let that sink in. Thirdly, let's talk about self-acceptance. And that's actually a big one. It's not like coming up to a mirror and being like, I accept myself, I love myself, I'm the best. It's not that simple. And the thing is, it's like a journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's about your mindset and how you perceive yourself, and it doesn't happen overnight. That's life, that's fine. I personally struggled with it for a while when I was younger, and I have a whole story for another time. But it's totally possible to adopt a healthy mindset and establish a healthy relationship with yourself. By healthy mindset and a healthy relationship with yourself, I'm not talking about the extreme self-care where you're actually pitying yourself. You're like, oh, I will not do anything that's hard, I will let myself do nothing. That's the extreme. I'm talking about just actually seeing yourself the way you are, your strengths and weaknesses, without too much self-deprecation, because it's harmful. To an extent, it might be okay to push yourself a little too hard sometimes, but not all the time, because it definitely leads to burnout. I know what I'm talking about because just trust me on that. What's also important is accepting your uniqueness and your personal traits and not comparing yourself to every other person you see, because there are different people. You are yourself. They're not you. You have a different life. You're you. You're like the only you in the world. So focus on yourself. It's all in your head. Come on. Like, you can focus on becoming the best version of yourself. You're not striving to be like someone else, like as good as they are. You will never be, because you're not them. You can become the best version of yourself. Fourth, this might be a little weird, but really jot down any kind of ideas that pop into your head. By that I mean like any ideas. You might think it's dumb and useless in the moment, but trust me, it's still better to write it down than regret not doing that later.
Many times you forget them. And if you forget a good idea, you want to commit suicide. So you have to write them down.
Don't let those light bulb moments slip away. 5th, productivity is not about ticking off and cramming a gazillion tasks a day and waking up at the crack of dawn. Forget about these perfect routines you see on Instagram. Social media isn't real life by any means. It's all fake. Real life is way more messy. It's perfectly okay because you're human. It's more about finding your own tempo, your rhythm, to do what matters to you at your own pace. This is what productivity is. It doesn't mean that if you are resting for an hour, you're not productive. Your day is a waste. No, it's real life, come on. And some people actually don't realize it because of social media. Because social media actually distorted our perception of life. Now, speaking of social media, it really is a double-edged sword. Don't fall into a comparison trap. You see everyone's highlight reels and you start comparing it to you at your lowest, behind the scenes. Focus on your own growth. Stop comparing yourself to everyone's perfect moments and snippets of their lives. It's better to compare yourself with your past self, truly. Oh no, there's sun on me. The lighting is changing throughout the video. Well, I'm sorry, I'm using natural lighting from the window. I hope it's not too bad. Now, decision making. I actually read some sort of research on that. It also seems pretty obvious to me now, but in truth, not every person does that. It can be actually tough to make wise and rational decisions because humans are not really rational by nature, especially when we're affected by feelings and emotions. But it's important to just take a step back and look at the big picture. Try to look at the situation from long-term perspective or an outsider's perspective. Will it matter in the grand scheme of things? How it will affect the future, if it will? It can actually help clear things up. And remember that no matter how tough it can get, you will get through it. There's a phrase, again, it's super cliche, but it's just true. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. The 8th thing is that the first step is always the hardest. Whether it's starting a new job, a new project, going to the gym for the first time, taking that first step is like broadening your comfort zone, and it's usually terrifying. But here's the thing, there's no shame in making mistakes when you start because everyone starts somewhere, but it's embarrassing to do nothing at all. Food for thought. 9th, avoid debating politics and religion unless you're sure that you're on the same page. Trust me, it just never, well, maybe rarely ends well, and it's not worth the headache. It's just useless. 10th, authenticity. It's actually underrated in a way. I think being natural, being unapologetically yourself is the best approach to life. It's not always about looks, but I'm more talking about your personality traits. I'm talking about normal things, just like your personal qualities. Whether you're a quiet person or a loud person, none of this is bad and you don't have to change for someone else. For instance, if we're talking about looks, I know girls that actually struggle with it. They cannot accept themselves with no makeup. And that's so bad because makeup shouldn't be a necessity. Like, your face that you were born with, it's your face. You can rock a full face of makeup or go without makeup. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't be a problem for you to just live with it with no makeup because makeup is rather an accessory than a necessity. Like putting some jewelry when you go out, it's not a necessity. You can wear jewelry or not. Same with makeup. It just enhances some of your features, but it's not necessary. Like being authentic, being genuine, being yourself, accepting yourself for yourself is very important. 11th, in the modern world, we often forget that we are part of nature. We are humans, biosocial creatures, so don't underestimate the role of nature in our lives. There's a lot of research on how nature affects our mental and physical health. It's not something to overlook in your life. It's a part of it, a necessary part. It's just a part of our nature, and we are a part of nature. 12th, it's very possible to turn your passion into your career. I mean, it's not always gonna work out and definitely won't happen overnight, but it's a formula, not a fairy tale. Passion plus hard work, dream career. With a lot of hard work and effort and a little bit of luck, it's definitely possible. I believe that everyone has their own place in the world and can do something they like doing. And I think many of you would agree agree that you're way more likely to become professional and successful at something you enjoy doing. 13th, I don't really do it often. I don't remember the last time I did it, but it definitely helped me when I was at my lowest and when the world's events actually made me feel devastated. Meditation. I'm not talking about spiritual or religious meditation, but just about like taking a pause and quieting your mind. It actually helps. 14th, I find it very important. We're creatures, not creators. We are only a part of this huge universe that exists for some reasons. So there's literally no point in stressing over deep existential questions. I used to do that a lot. So yeah, we're humans, we're here, we exist for some reasons. We cannot affect it. It's kind of amazing when you think about it, you know? What helped me overcome it? For all these questions to go poof, the whole universe would have to collapse because there would be nothing to question. It's as simple as that. 15. Don't beat yourself and others too up over your past decisions. Like, it's the past. We all have some regrets and we all made mistakes in the past, but it actually made you who you are right now. You cannot change the past. Try your best to be as cool-headed as possible when it comes to that. Like, you can reflect and move on. You can learn from it, but you cannot change it anymore. There's no way you can do anything about it, you know? 16th, any achievement isn't instant or the butterfly effect. It's the result of consistent work, effort, and dedication. I'm gonna say it again, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. It applies to many things, actually. I gotta admit, I sometimes look back at something I did in the past, and I think, oh, there I didn't really do much. There, it was just luck, and there I could do better. And it's literally devaluing my own efforts in the past, whatever I did. But the thing about it is the butterfly effect and the cumulative effect. Cumulative effect. Cumulative effect. Like, you didn't have to do one big thing for something to happen. You did a lot of things step by step in the past that brought you to the position where you're now. That's why you shouldn't devalue and depreciate your actions in the past, because it still matters and it definitely affected you. I'm gonna move a little so I'm like in the shadow because goddamn. 17th, we're getting closer to the end. Life is constantly changing. People come into your life, people leave. It can get tough at times, but it's just a part of the experience. Time keeps moving forward and we have to move along with it. And it's better not to be as afraid of the future as some of us, mostly young people, are. Some of my friends my age are terrified of the future, of what awaits them. Adulthood, education, building a career, and etc, etc. It can actually be extremely overwhelming. I get it. Yeah, like, you just need to go with the flow, embrace the new experience and the change. You will have to learn and go through the hurdles on your way. But again, as I said before, I'm gonna repeat myself. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Everything is a life lesson. The last but not the least. I already mentioned that, but really, focus on something you can change, not what you can't. There's literally no point in stressing over things that are not under your control. That's enough. Yes, there are things that are just impossible to ignore, but when you have no power in order to change it, like, there are things that you cannot change at all, like, no matter how hard you try. There's no point in overanalyzing and wasting your energy, ruining your entire mood because of that. It's not worth it. It's just pointless. Those were the 18 things I realized in 18 years of my life. I know that most of them were pretty cliche and obvious, but sometimes knowing isn't enough, and you need to be reminded of that and hear it. So I hope you enjoyed this video and it was at least a little useful for some of you, like some useful reminders. Thanks a lot for watching, if you're still watching. Take care of yourself and I'll see you in the next video, which is bound to be interesting. And I'm pretty sure it will not come 6 months later. I actually wrote the script before I turned 18. Don't tell anyone. I'm so goofy. Actually, no, cut that all. Are usually 5th. Wait, let me read it. What? It's kind of hard. It might be kind of hard. I don't even know how I look in the camera. Starting a new job. I cannot speak. What am I doing?
I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation. I still see your shadows in my room.
Oh no, it's the sun here as well. Oh shit. What do we do? No control off. Huh?